extremely sore, so I just spent my day resting. Um, but I wish I would have been more productive. But honestly, I was just so sore. I couldn't get up and do much today. But hopefully tomorrow I'll be more active. I get anxiety while filming these things, so sometimes I have to take a breath and just I have to take a break. I have to take a breather and inhale and exhale slowly and count it. Having anxiety, honestly, is not easy to deal with. It's not fun to deal with anxiety. Sometimes it's just, honestly, sometimes I wish it could just go away. When did you first develop anxiety, or when did you discover that you have anxiety? I developed mine in my 20s, and it's like I feel like I'm not normal, if that makes sense. Like I just feel so abnormal. Like anxiety makes me feel abnormal, classism, like all of those things. I can never forgive the rich, the poor, the middle class, that division. I cannot forgive humanity for that. I can't forgive humanity for making it normal or being okay with the fact that we have to pay for water and we have to pay for food. Like, a part of the human experience is for us to enjoy the things that was created for us to survive on this side of the planet. And that's all being taken away from us so that we're not allowed to enjoy it because a couple hooligans decided that they are in power. And because they are in power, everybody needs to suffer for their own enjoyment. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot we can never give humanity for, but not having access to clean water, not having access to healthy food, and free food and free water. I feel like that's unforgivable. And sometimes I wonder, how does God feel about the mockery that is being made out of this earth? Like, I wonder sometimes how he feels about us, honestly, because we suck. That's short and simple. We suck. Human race, Homo sapien, mammal, whatever you call yourself, we suck. That's it. Like, but yeah, I had to get that off my chest. Oh gosh, I cannot stand the fact that we're paying for things that we shouldn't have to be paying for. But anyways, I'm still reading Demon's Dream. I wanted to know, what's your favorite love story from Demon's Dream? Is it Diana and Smoke or Dream and Damien? And let me know why. This is not it was not easy for me, but my favorite love story would have to be Damien and Dream, just because, I feel like they got to know each other better, and they went through a lot more. Smoke is not normal. Smoke is crazy. He's crazy because it's the fact that like he enjoys torturing people. I don't think Damien enjoys it, but he does it because he feels like he has to, or he does it like, I'm gonna get you before you get me. But Smoke actually enjoys torturing people with Scarlet. I think that's the name of the knife. If it's not, I'm gonna put the correct name. But he likes to torture people with his knife. He enjoys that, y'all. That man is psycho. That man is not normal. That man is cray cray. Don't tell him I said that. But yeah. Wait, I want to do a story time. Oh wow. My cousin became a child bride. So when I was younger, I have this cousin. She was older than me. I don't know by how much, but around the time that she became a bride, she was still young. She was still a teenager. I'm just not sure how old she was. She definitely wasn't 18, but she was really young. Like this girl, she was beautiful. Like, you know how sometimes someone is so pretty and all you want to do is just stare at them and admire their beauty. That's how she was. Well, at least to me, that's how I viewed her. But like her beauty was just like she was just very, her beauty was undeniable. She was very pretty. We all used to go to the same school. We all went to the same Catholic school. Me and my brother and her siblings, and you know, they were the older cousins, so they looked out for us. They looked after us. They were like our protector. She named two of my siblings. Mom loved her. Like, well, her and my mom are first cousins. But you know, we don't do the third cousin, second cousin, once removed, fifth removed, whatever it is. It's just a cousin. So I don't know what happened. I have suspicion of what happened to her. I don't know exactly what happened to her. Around the time things was happening to her, we weren't around. This is just me happened to be present while the grown-ups were having conversation about what was happening. Like, I'm one of those people, like, I can be in a room and you won't know that I'm in a room. Like, I would just stay there and be quiet, and it's like it would feel as if I'm not there. So I've been privy to a lot of conversation that I should not have been privy to. I've been around conversations that I shouldn't be around for. I just know a lot of things that, you know, the grown-ups probably didn't want me to know. But I guess one day, back home, we call it like possessed, like something, if something happened to you, that's just abnormal, or you're acting out, you're not being yourself. It's just, I don't know how to describe it, but it looks like you're possessed. Now, Africans back in the days, and I still think that that's happening now, they don't understand mental illness. They don't understand the variation of mental illness. So anything that just looks like abnormal to them, it's like, oh, you're possessed, this and that. In this case, in the case of my cousin, there was nothing wrong with her. She was just a normal kid, a normal teenage kid. And I guess one day she just fell down and started shaking. So that's why I did say she was possessed. They tried to pray it away. They've had people were constantly going to their lace and they smoke it, like mentally something happens to them. Whether they become schizophrenic, whether they become, I don't know, all the things that happens when somebody, when somebody smokes a lace tree. I don't know. But I'm sure you guys have seen or heard of people that, smoke something that was lace, and from that day forward, like they weren't themselves anymore. Something happened to them mentally where it's like, and there's no way of bringing them back. I've heard of some cases where it wears off, but it's like 10 years or plus down the line. But for a while, they're not themselves anymore, and mentally something is wrong with them. They don't know how to explain it. Nobody knows how to understand it, but to me, I'm assuming that's what happened to her. Not that she was smoking, but I don't know how. Something must have been given to her where she ate it, or like through food or through water or snack, whatever it is, because it came out of nowhere. Like, imagine one day you were normal and you went to bed. The next day everything just changed. And so once she got married off, I'm thinking that's what happened to her. Somebody gave her something that basically affected her mentally. But because foreigners don't really know too much, that's back then. I don't know if it's changed now. But because foreigners don't really know too much about mental illness, and religion plays a role in just thinking, like, just saying, oh yeah, they're possessed, let's pray it out of her. I don't know if they would have taken her to the hospital. I don't know if there was even at that time a doctor that would be able to look into it, because that's not really something foreigners back then invested in, like a psychiatrist or a psychologist, like, a doctor that can understand what's going on with the mind and stuff like that. But once they married her off, we didn't really hear too much about her. And then, like, because she was no longer at her parents' house, they married her off and she had to go live with her husband. We ended up moving out of the country, and few years after that, I believe the time that the things happened to her, I might have been 6 or 7. So when we went to visit, I believe I was 11. I was either 11 or 12. When we went back to visit, we went back to our country to visit. She came to where we were staying at. I didn't recognize her. I did not recognize her, mind you. It might have been only 3 or 4 years that we haven't seen each other. Well, maybe more than that, because once she was married off, I just didn't see her anymore. So that might have happened when I was 6, maybe. So before we moved out of the country, we hadn't already seen her. I didn't know where was her whereabouts. People weren't talking about her anymore. It was like she got married off, sent off with her husband. And to me, it felt like people just moved on, and nobody ever took the time like we went from seeing her to just not seeing her, and that sucks. Until today, I'm still like dealing with it, cause I'm like, I never fully dealt with it because I never fully understood what was happening. I just knew we weren't. It was just like a void. It was just like she disappeared. Nobody talked about her anymore. Nobody brought up her name anymore. And people just kept moving forward, but nobody ever thought about the kids, because it's like she was our oldest cousin. We were used to being around her. We were used to her being the mama, the protector, the one that showed us love. But yeah, she was an amazing girl. When we went back to visit, she came to where we were staying to come visit, to come see us, and I did not recognize her. It's only been maybe 4 or 5 years since I've seen her. And when I say the lady, the girl that came to see us that day, it didn't look like my cousin. Like, she aged. When I say she aged, you would think she was a woman in her 30s or 40s that's had a lot of kids and is just worn out. She aged so bad. It didn't look like her. I didn't know who that was. Like, my mom had to say that was her, because I was like, who is that? And she was like, oh, that's, da 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 da. And I was just like, I was shocked. I couldn't get over the fact that, like, her looks changed so bad. Like, it just didn't look like her. It just looked like a middle-aged woman that's just been worn out, that's been through a lot and is worn out. And so that's why I'm assuming that something or somebody gave her something or put something in her drink or food that affected her mentally. And until today, we haven't had any answers. I'm not sure if she's still married. First of all, I'm not sure what she went through in that marriage, because you being a little kid and being married off to someone while mentally something was happening with you, I can imagine how scared she felt. And so I don't know where she is in life. I know she's somewhere back home. I don't know exactly where. I tried to locate her on Facebook. I don't think she's on Facebook. But I hope that one day I can be reunited with her, honestly. But I don't know what she's been through. I don't know if she's still married. I don't know if she went on and had kids. I don't know if she ever, I don't want to say normal, but I don't know if she ever got back to her old self. And if she didn't, and if I can be reunited with her, like, my dream is that one day I can be reunited with her, and that I can bring her to the state or take her to Turkey, maybe Turkey, so they can actually do a full analysis and they can actually go through the process to look into what was happening with her. I don't know what they need to do to give her a diagnosis,